So yeah, there is another new DJI mic, this time DJI Mic Mini. I'm using it right now with my camera. Where is it? Well, it's right here. Well, this is the magnet. This is not the mic itself. The mic is like this. And it's really just this small. So what is this? This, if you compare to DJI Mic 2, this basically is a DJI Mic 2 without internal recording and without a 3.5mm spike jack. So you can't use lavalier mic with this. But what you can do with this is that you can use it on your camera, like I'm using right now. The receiver can be plugged into your computer, your phone, and you can directly connect this wirelessly with your DJI Pocket 3 and DJI Action 4 and Action 5. And also, you can connect this via Bluetooth to your phone. So what do you get in the box? The first thing you see is actually a bag, a carrying bag for the whole thing. And opening up, the first thing I saw isn't the mic, is some furry wind block dead cat windshield thing. 2 colors. And then now this should be the just some cables. And then now this is the charging case with the mics inside. This is a 2 mic and 1 receiver pack, and you can see the microphone. Oh, this is really small. Come with a magnet just like the DJI Mic 2, so it's easier to put it on your clothing so that you don't have to hold it in your hands. And the receiver is cute as well. It doesn't have a display like before the Mic 2, but oh, this feels good. I like dials. Similar as before, there is this USB-C adapter for using the receiver on your smartphone, but this time it doesn't come with a Lightning adapter, which I can understand who still use a Lightning iPhone like me. One thing I find out immediately is that with the wind block attached, you can still put in the charging case and close the lid. And with the 3.5mm audio cable for the camera, so you can actually put everything inside the carrying case. You don't really need a carrying bag, but this is nice. So there's actually 2 colors. This is not black. I'm sure I haven't got the information, but I'm sure this is doesn't call black, because the DJI Mic 2, the black one was called shadow black, pearl white. Not sure what it was this time. So this is a charging case, not just a case, a charging case, which is actually called charging case. There's no fancy word for this. It can charge the whole system for 3.6 times. So the mic itself, both of the mic can last for 11.5 hours. Receiver lasts for 10.5 hours. Already really long already. But with the case, if you charge it in between, the whole thing can last for 48 hours. Of course, in between you have to charge them, but every time you charge them for 5 minutes, you have 1 hour of use. That's really quick charge. One thing I have to give it to DJI is that they have thought about they always thought about how do you carry the whole thing, because as you can see, it carry everything. And I mean everything, like the 3.5mm audio cable, unlike the Rode wireless Pro. This charging bay, they have already considered the magnet, and then the wind block as well. So without wind block, it looks like this. With wind block, you can still close the lid. Like, come on, Rode. What's more, the receiver here is a really small receiver. As I mentioned, there's a USB-C adapter here for using it with smartphone. You don't have to take away the adapter every single time, because you can actually put it with the adapter as well. Now these days, a lot of wireless mic that come with a charging case. This is really convenient, just like your Bluetooth headphone, just like AirPods. Now, how about cameras? Actually, there is something like this as well. This is sponsor content. This is from Nano. This is a charging case for your camera battery. Now this one is for Canon battery, but they have one for Sony, Fujifilm, and one for Nikon as well. Charge 2 battery at the same time, and it can actually charge your battery 58% faster than your standard battery charger. You put it in, There's a display on it. You can see how much charge is left. What I like is that it doesn't charge your battery immediately. You press this button for it to start. I mean, why? Because a lot of time you don't want to keep your battery at 100%. A lot of battery charger, you put in the battery in there and it starts charging. Whenever if your battery is 99% charged, you put in it there and then it starts charging. But this only when you press the button to start. It will only take 2.5 hours to fully charge your battery. At the side you can see there are two USB-C ports in and out. You can actually fully charge this within 2 hours and in and out, so you can charge your phone with this as well. This is really good for on the go. If you go hiking, go on a trip for a whole day, discharge your camera battery and your phone as well. Then no, check it out with the link in the description below. Now back to the DJI Mic Mini. This is so small. So small. This is smaller than a lot of Bluetooth headsets. So it have a clip, it have a magnet come with it. So as always, I like to wear it inside. You can still see the logo, but nothing you can't fix with some black tape. I mean, even with the clip, I would put it facing inward rather than showing the whole thing. And it's dangling around as well. See, why could it be so small? One thing is that it doesn't have internal recording, and then it doesn't have a 3.5 audio mic jack. So you can't use, for example, you can't use lavalier mic like this. But I mean, a lot of people getting the Rode microphone or DJI Mic 2, which they can plug in a lavalier mic, but they don't. So it makes sense to make a mic smaller that it doesn't have a 3.5 mic jack. I mean, just like the Rode Wireless Micro just 2 weeks ago, which going the same approach, but this is even smaller than that. The receiver is absolutely tiny as well. There's not much on it. It doesn't have a display, not like the DJI Mic 2 before. So yeah, this going for smaller and easier, just simpler. At the back there is the adapter port for the smartphone adapter, like I mentioned. This is a USB-C for charging. So you, other than you put it in the charging case to charge this, you can use a USB-C cable to charge this while using as well. And also there is this output gain level here. So this is just really straightforward and simple. I quite like that, even though it doesn't have too many steps. But then I like this really quickly, and I don't think it's easy to accidentally lock. It's quite a click, and then it's really clear when you just spot the red mark and you see this is +6. This also has the auto on-off with your camera feature. So when you plug in with the 3.5 audio jack, it will turn on and turns off with your camera. Although this feature, you have to turn it on with the the DJI Mimo app. You have to turn it on before it turns on. I mean, it defaults off. Another cool thing is that when you connect to your phone, which I don't have a phone with USB-C connector, so I have to demonstrate this with my iPad. Your iPad or your iPhone will charge the receiver when you plug them in, and if you plug in an external USB-C power, you can charge both the receiver and your phone at the same time. Now good, that's even though this looks like a more entry-level, more consumer product, but then it still got some really useful pro feature. For example, the first thing is that you can set the two mics. When you're using two mics, you can have them in mono or stereo. That means that in mono, two mics will mix into one mono channel. Stereo means that two mics, one will be on the left channel, one will be on the right channel. This is much better for if you are going to edit do video editing later. To set that, you have to double click the link button on the receiver, and the LED would change from green to blue. I think, if I'm not wrong, blue is stereo. And then there's safety track as well. But this one, you have to turn it on in the app. It do annoy me that some product rely on the LED to change into different color, or I mean, it only got 2 buttons here, but the power button also control the noise cancelling. And the noise cancelling light, it only have one feature, but they don't have any marking on it. But every time you turn it on and off with the power button, you could risk accidentally turn on the noise cancelling. On the receiver, you have to press the, I think it is the link button to change to mono and stereo. And you have to remember the color of the LED, what does it mean? Why can't they put 2 more LED on the receiver to show you is it in mono or stereo? And 1 more button for that. Or maybe just a switch. I mean, why not just put a switch on it? They already have that really great gain dial, but why not a switch for mono and stereo? I don't get it. So now let's hear the image quality, the audio quality, the sound quality. I'm using the receiver on the camera, obviously connected with the 3.5mm audio cable. The mic is here. Yeah, there's still a logo, still shiny. There you go, can't see it. So now the receiver I've set to plus 12 dB, so that, it's the strongest gain, so that the camera audio, the recording level could be down to really low. Actually, on my S5 Mark II X now is down to minus 18, the lowest that I can go. So now we are also testing connecting directly through Bluetooth to my iPad. So in theory, the quality should be worse because this is limited to 16 kHz sample rate. 16 kHz, that's quite a lot less than like CD quality, which is 44.1 kHz. This is just 16. So, and I mean, this design, the Bluetooth, it was designed for making phone calls. And now at last on the Action 5, now it's connected directly, of course, I mean, I'm not using the receiver on the Action 5. I'm using the direct connection, their own protocol called the OsmoAudio. So it's supposed to have better quality than Bluetooth because Bluetooth limited to around 16, not around, exactly 16 kHz sample rate. But this up to 48, I think. Yeah, 48. CD quality, as they say, actually better than CD quality. So it should be better. At least I know that what's better is that I can control everything, every setting of the mic from here. Another thing I want to test is the noise cancellation. DJI say that indoor I should use the weak noise cancellation. I have to set it up in the app to choose weak or strong. Now it's set to weak. And now I turn on the fan. Now I can press a button to turn on the noise cancellation. Oh, wrong button. Yep, now the noise cancellation is on and it sounds like this. In theory, yeah, it should cancel this kind of little annoying noise. But then your voice quality could be affected. But this is on weak, so maybe it won't affect my voice too much. And now, when I turn it off, yeah, this is the original, the noise from the fan. So, range test. As always, I don't go to an empty field to test range test. I come to somewhere with lots of people, lots of interference. I mean, this is not extremely busy place, but then there's quite some people. I'm in a high street, so there's loads of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, loads of mobile phone around. I forgot to mention that I'm now using the receiver on the camera. So it's supposed to give the best range with this setup, including turning away from the camera, facing the camera, and then the people in between. I feel like this had a little bit less range than I expected. But maybe because it's small and maybe it's the environment as well, this is far from scientific tests. But this range is still more than enough. How often you will shoot this far? And now I wonder the range may be not as far away with the DJI Action 5. Now it's connected to obviously wirelessly, I mean through the own protocol, the OsmoAudio, that is supposed to have a better sound quality than Bluetooth. So yeah, I wonder if with the distance, would it be similar to using the receiver, or will it be less? You see, let's go. Well, as expected, a little bit less than using the receiver. But again, how often do you shoot that far from your camera? Okay, at last, I'm going to try using just Bluetooth. I'm connecting via Bluetooth to my iPad. Yeah, again, iPad. I don't have much space left on my iPhone, so. Oh well, this end quick. Did you catch that? Let's hear again. I don't have much space left on my iPhone, so. I kind of expect Bluetooth won't have comparable range, I guess. Well, it's actually worse than I thought. Maybe it's the environment I was in, but looks like only good for the distance that when you're holding your phone or your camera in your hands. So I want to test noise cancelling. So I want to test noise cancellation. Yeah, this way called noise cancellation. It got strong and normal or something. I can't remember. Strong and something. Now, so I come to this really noisy, just next to the road, tons of cars going through, but I'm sure you can still hear me clearly. The mic is just here. I don't put it really close to my mouth. Oh, the construction site, there's some noise as well. But actually, I haven't turned on the noise cancellation. It basically just because the mic is so close to my mouth, my voice to the mic, my voice is still louder than the noisy busy street next to me. But still, I'm here to test the noise cancellation, so I'm going to turn on noise cancellation to press the power button once. Yes, it's on. So now the noise cancellation is on. I'm sure the noise had dropped a bit. I'm set it to strong because DJI suggests that you should use strong noise cancellation in outdoor environment. The audio quality of my voice probably affected because yeah, it's not magic that you can magically cancel the noise and keep my voice clear. My voice will definitely affected. It will start sound a bit funny. It sounds a bit like compressed audio. Sounds a bit like your mobile phone is losing connection. So yeah, that's why I usually don't like using noise cancellation, because to be honest, it's good enough without. So the clipping control is to control clipping. So when you're too loud to your mic, for example, a lot of people like to hold it. So I don't know why, but loud clipping control is on, and it should control the clipping. It should prevent it from clipping. Does it work? I don't know. It's still so red on my screen. Don't know why. I have already turned on clipping control. Maybe I'm just really too close, like people holding their mic. This is actually really similar. I think they are targeting the HoloLens Lark M2, because the HoloLens Lark M2 and this is really similar. The mic are almost around the same size. They both can be used on mobile phone and camera, but of course this can use directly with your DJI Pocket 3 and DJI Action cameras, which you can't do that with the Lark M2. And what else? If you try to compare to RAW, you know that I always use RAW microphone, but that is not a RAW microphone that directly comparable with this. The RAW wireless Go would be more powerful than this. Maybe the Rode Wireless Me is kind of more similar to this, but then that you can use lavalier mic, and that is a little bit bigger than this. So if you're talking about the Rode Wireless Micro that we did just 2 weeks ago, that one you can only use with smartphone, but of course this set you can use it with your camera. The thing about Rode Wireless Micro is that that one is almost, there's no feature at all. There's almost no setting, but that makes it really simple to use, even more simple to use than this, because that one basically you just plug it in and it just works. This one got a little bit more feature, like the noise cancellation, which personally I don't think is necessary, and because there's one more feature on it. I mean, some people would accidentally press on the power button and accidentally turn on the noise cancellation and don't even understand what is happening. Why is that one more light? Sometimes it turns on, sometimes it turns off. What's it about? But there you go, this is still a really good choice, because compared to the Mic 2, this is half the price. I don't have the US dollars price, I have a Hong Kong dollars price, but yeah, this is half the price of the Mic 2. And if you don't need the internal recording, if you don't need to use lavalier mic, then there's no need to get the Mic 2, which is bigger. Also, you can only get the mic itself without the receiver, without the charging case. That's even cheaper. I just convert from Hong Kong dollars to US dollars. If you only get the mic itself, it's just $40, 40 US dollars for the mic itself. With the mic, of course, you can't use it with your camera, but you can use it with your smartphone. You can use it with the really popular DJI Pocket 3 and the DJI Action 4 and 5. So yeah, this is not the mic for me, because I need internal recording and I always use lavalier mic, but this could be the mic for you. If you don't need those anyways, there's no reason to get the DJI Mic 2.